A brief study of architectural styles since the 1940s in Australia. The Gothic style has beginnings with the French architect Chagall of France, and was not initially accepted by the general population, who considered the style to be so barbaric they nicknamed the style Gothic, after the Goths, who they considered to be a particularly barbaric people. The rustic Gothic style buildings continued to be made of stone and local timbers, but as the word rustic implies, the homes built in the style were much simpler than the grand cathedrals of Europe. Tudor is another early European building style that made its way to post-war Australia. This bizarre style is immediately recognisable by its unique characteristics. Jettied floors over pillared porches, high brick chimneys and dormer windows on mansard roof lines. The Old English style of architecture involved a certain nostalgia for English ways, and tended to draw on Tudor and similar English styles, harking back vaguely to the days of Henry VIII. It had a certain appeal for what was still a predominantly Anglo-Saxon population at the time. Typical of Old English architecture is high-pitched gabled roofs, masonry lower floors, half-timbered upper floors, and wood-framed casement doors and windows. Here are some examples of contemporary Old English homes in Australia from Google Earth. The Georgian style of architecture was named after King George of England and started there in the 1720s. Aspects of this style are still prevalent in contemporary house designs of today. Identifying features of Georgian architecture include a simple box, 1 to 2 stories and 2 rooms deep, 6 to 9 pane tall slender windows, a central front door topped with transoms, a 40-degree side gabled 25-degree hipped gambrel roof, twin symmetrical chimneys, verandas and porches, and symmetry of windows. Here are examples of contemporary Australian homes built in the Georgian style. After the Second World War, in Australia, middle-class homes became much simpler in design, as in the Federation bungalow style. A Federation bungalow is a type of house with varying features including detached single-storey, the use of raised verandas, casement windows and awnings, gables and highly ornamented ridgelines, and tall chimneys. Here are some examples of Australian Federation bungalow homes from Google Earth. Many contemporary Australian homes like this typical farmhouse clearly use features borrowed from the Tudor, Old English, Gothic, Rustic Gothic Revival and Federation bungalow styles.